Fala aí, sejam muito bem-vindos ao canal Marcos TVRS. Nesse vídeo vamos reagir ao roadmap que vai mudar o RuneScape para sempre. Então chega mais e vamos pro vídeo.
Listen closely, for it is time for me to tell you a story. This new age has been one of strife. The loss of balance initially tipped the scales towards chaos. And although order re-established itself for a short reprieve, it was not before the land had been marred from the conflict. While some events had been long awaited and delivered on an ages-old promise, others were unexpected, perhaps even mocking, and far more divisive. However, no matter which god one followed, to survive in this new age required one to fight, to evolve. Many that refused to chose to depart, taking solace in the ways of old. In order to weather this storm, many who remained felt no choice but to place their own survival paramount. While some others simply continued their daily toil, and a grim few stood firm against the gale, teeth bared in an iron grimace of resistance. Though set apart, we all found ways to survive and fight back. And through each and every one of us, victory has now been achieved. Now, the gods have been banished once again. The destruction they wrought is slowly being repaired.
Caraca.
The wounds they left behind are beginning to heal. The people
Olha a
have
diferença.
returned to their everyday lives, and the allure of treasure has lost its luster. While progress has been made, much work remains to be done. The people must try once again to find the best version of themselves, to remove the clutter and mess still left over from the strife, and to work on new ways of fighting back against the ills that linger on. Only through this can the balance be fully restored, and hope along with it for the old ways and the new to rejoin their hands in harmony. What was lost can never be returned, only mourned. But we can strive towards building something greater, and together step forwards into a new era.
Olha só a diferença.
Welcome to our biggest RuneScape ahead ever.
Cara, o texto sensacional. Já dá pra ver ali um monte de coisa nova. Inclusive o nome do RuneScape diferente e tal. Enfim, vamos ver.
And the start of a bold new era for RuneScape. As we celebrate RuneScape's 25th anniversary, this moment is about looking back, recognizing the highs and the lows over the last 25 years, and taking a defining step in orienting RuneScape towards a bright future. We're unveiling our roadmap plans for the entirety of 2026 and introducing a brand new identity for RuneScape, one that reflects both our heritage, but also our ambition for the years ahead.
Aí, a gente tinha falado agora, né? A nova identidade do RuneScape. Cara, ficou bem bonito. A imagem pega um pouquinho de cada coisa. Terra Selvagem, Lumbridge. Ali no canto pega mercado geral, arqueologia. Ficou bem bonito.
For me, it's a symbol of renewal, of growth, and of tapping back into the essence of RuneScape at its best. This year is about setting RuneScape back on course to deliver meaningful experiences and lasting value to players. This anniversary year represents more than simply a milestone. For all of us here, we want it to be a turning point, setting RuneScape firmly on course for the future it deserves. And as we continue to evolve across the studio and our games, we're doing so with a clear purpose: to deliver brilliant content that is authentically RuneScape. Experiences that are worth your time and your trust. Now, we've got a fantastic show ahead, taking a deeper look at all of the incredible content planned for 2026 and our new dedicated integrity roadmap. So, without further ado, I'll hand over to the RuneScape team to talk all about the amazing things headed our way this year.
Aí. Introdução ao roadmap. Ele fala um espetáculo grande, realmente, são 28 minutos de vídeo. Cara, tem muita coisa aqui. Vamos lá.
We've got an incredible year ahead, and we cannot wait to finally share what's coming throughout 2026. But before we get into it, let's not forget that extra tiny thing that's happening today. By the time this show ends and we come back online, Treasure Hunter will be gone from RuneScape, and hundreds of gameplay impacting MTX items will no longer be on sale. With that said, let's dive in with our new integrity roadmap, now aptly named the Road to Restoration.
Caminho para a renovação.
Is an entirely separate set of integrity releases that sits alongside our main content roadmap for 2026. Throughout the year, we'll be giving the core RuneScape experience a ton of TLC to restore a stronger, foundational experience for every player for years and years to come. With these releases, we'll hit issues like daily skate pressure, early and mid-game skilling balance, visual identity, and a whole load more. And we're excited to kick off this road to restoration through 3 brand new releases going live today, right after the show.
Starting with the UI,
Já hoje.
we unveil a fresh new look.
Tá, um visual renovado. Ok.
It's a familiar update to the UI that keeps all the functionality you need, with a cleaner, more classic and fresher look throughout.
Parece com clássico.
The default layout to make it a stronger, more versatile alternative and something that works no matter where you are in your journey. As part of this, we're reintroducing the classic circular minimap and chat box, a small but welcome nod to the RuneScape many of us grew up.
Sim.
This is
É o
just the
clássico.
first update in a series of iterative improvements we want to make to the UI, with many more improvements to come, working closely with all of you to take this even further.
Speaking of visuals, our second release today will also introduce cosmetic toggle options. This will let you selectively hide other players' worn customizations and their animation customizations at your discretion. Not a fan of wings? Hide them.
Eles tinham comentado sobre isso, né?
What other people are wearing? No problem. That includes you, Timmy, with your half dragon, half adamant combo. We're not here to judge. All these cosmetic toggles will release in today's update, and later this year, we'll give you even more toggle options to hide other players summoning familiar customizations too.
Last but not least, our third release is a world update for Gielinor, focused on iconic free-to-play areas.
Caraca.
Lumbridge, Draenor, and Varrock.
Isso é maneiro demais.
Now match the visual standard we're establishing across the game, with
Olha a
more to
diferença.
come later this year.
Que legal,
in
cara.
what might be one of the weirdest patch notes we've ever written, we've also updated all normal oak and willow trees across the entire game to a stronger visual standard.
Isso foi uma coisa que eu senti falta quando teve atualização de corte de lenha. Essa questão de remodelar as árvores do jogo. Eles incluíram a nova árvore e o restante ficou meio largado, né? Isso aqui dá outra cara.
Making it more consistent and cohesive with the game world.
And on top of
Bem
all
melhor.
that, the in-game rune metrics functionality will be completely free for everyone this spring.
Legal,
This is
legal.
part of a wider effort to make tooling more accessible and genuinely useful for all players. These updates mark the start of the road to restoration and set the stage for a year of rebuilding, strengthening RuneScape's core experience. In February, we'll launch our Combat Modernization update. This will bring the 3 original combat styles into the modern age, building on the things that worked in our approach for necromancy and avoiding the bits that didn't. This update will make the styles more intuitive,
Muito bom.
easy to learn through experiential gameplay, with refined ability lists slowly introduced as you climb through the levels, and a simpler but deeper synergy between abilities.
Legal.
Throughout the year, we'll continue to make further improvements to combat as a whole. We'll have a full list of proposed changes in our supporting RuneScape Ahead blog, so be sure to take a look at the specifics after the show.
Later on in February, our focus will shift to the early game experience with our first of many updates to rebalance the game. We'll be looking to tackle unneeded friction in those early levels by solving their root issues. Think catch rates on shrimps, pickpocketing stun chance, drop tables, and much more. We want skilling to feel simple, rewarding, and engaging, encouraging players to progress into the depths these skills have to offer as they get invested.
Perfeito.
We'll follow that with a similar update for the mid-game in summer and a late-game update in autumn.
RuneScape is at its best when you are logging in because you want to play, as you forge your own path to achieve your goals. DailyScape is completely counter to what makes RuneScape RuneScape. In this update, we'll be taking a holistic look at all DailyScape systems, from shop stocks to Wiswax, to D&Ds, and even, yes, those hourly wildy events. We want...
É importante também a questão dos minigames. Tudo isso precisa de uma atenção muito grande. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Interessante aqui, hein?
RuneScape to be a game you enjoy playing for what it is, when you feel like it, and without a checklist of chores to complete.
Auras create a time pressure and a feeling of complexity with extra things you feel like you should consider in your setup before you start the task at hand. That's why this spring we intend to fully remove all auras while redistributing some of those benefits to the core game experience. No more aura refreshes, no more limited peak efficiency, just a more enjoyable gameplay loop.
The Grand Exchange.
Nossa, perfeito. O fim das auras. Eu não sou muito fã das auras, não. Acho que isso aqui vai ser muito bom. Você fica com o seu bônus definitivo, né? Você tem que ver como que isso vai ser inserido direto no jogo. Mas a ideia é ótima.
Will also get some love as we set out to address your most desired features and improvements. So we're going to get in there to improve things like how items update their price, buy limits, and more. And as we start development, we want to hear from you with what changes and improvements you'd like to see at the GE.
Finally, later this year, among many other Road to Restoration updates, we'll also improve our social systems through a dedicated update. While we're still working on our full design for this update, we want to improve the overall social experience by improving things like chat range, improvements to broadcasts for things like your collection log drops, and some clan-centric features that make socializing in RuneScape much stronger.
Legal, legal.
Maybe we have one more thing. For many years, all of you have called for plugins, just like in old school RuneScape. Plugins empower the community to build tools, features, and functionality to enable unique experiences and take real control over how you interact with the game.
Isso é interessante.
Something you've told us could help RuneScape thrive. And as a result, we're investing in a new dedicated team of developers with one mission: to bring plugins to the RuneScape client before the end of 2026.
Isso é interessante também para pessoal que faz live, fazer vídeo de desafio, coisa do tipo assim. Acho que isso aqui pode ser uma boa para aquecer a comunidade do RuneScape, tipo, nas outras plataformas. É uma boa também.
To get this right, we need the very core of our design to enable talented developers within the community to do their best work. If you are one of those developers, we invite you to join the early stages of our plugin developer program today. Head to the Discord link below to apply for the program and help shape our systems to bring your ideas to life. Now, while we've removed many MTX items from sale in today's update, our ultimate ambition is to remove their presence in the game for good. At the end of the year, before we essentially make them obsolete, we'll give you the opportunity to get rid of any of them you haven't used. Here, we'll release other updates that replace the positive experiences these items could offer directly within the game. For example, what if, instead of having Slayer VIP coupons, you could just pick from 2 Slayer tasks?
As we move through the year,
Perfeito.
there will be continued improvements to unifying the visual identity.
Esse é um dos pontos principais, cara.
Declutter content from the world that doesn't stand up 25 years into this journey, while continuing our work to bring all of Gielinor up to the cohesive modern standard we've been establishing since 2020. That includes the player avatar
E
refresh,
olha,
which we'll touch on later in the show.
beleza. A questão gráfica do jogo é o que a gente sempre comenta aqui. Na maioria dos vídeos, a gente sempre bate nessa tecla da reformulação gráfica que estava precisando em alguns pontos. E legal, a gente já viu aqui em Lambridge, Varrock, né? Draenor. Ficou bem, bem bonito. E vamos ver essa do Avatar, tá precisando também.
The road to restoration is just the first look at the core initiatives to help give RuneScape the care and attention it deserves over this year. We want this roadmap to evolve with your feedback as we move throughout the year and be shaped by all of your voices, your ideas, and what you think should be tackled next.
All of this and more is coming this year. And the best bit of all, we haven't even gotten to the new stuff. So let's start with Havenhythe.
Ah, é. Boa, Havenhythe. Tem um tempo que eles não falam sobre isso.
So, what is Havenhythe?
Havenhythe is RuneScape's biggest area expansion yet. It's a massive stretch of land to the east of Mauritania, filled with new villages, stories, people, adventures, encounters,
and a massive, bloodthirsty hedgehog. Can we talk about the Dreadhog yet?
No.
Okay, moving on. Havenhythe was once home to a First Age civilization, and it's a landmass packed with lots of rich,
Legal,
layered
okay.
history.
Back in the First Age, Havenhythe was home to a magical nexus, the birthplace of the Colossi, and a long dormant gateway to Vampirium itself.
But it's totally safe, and nothing will go wrong there. Don't worry about it.
Vai nessa, né? Confia.
What's Havenhythe's vibe?
Havenhythe has a really distinct feel to it. It's a land with a lot of life and people, a grounded and organic region filled with stories, oddities, and those smaller
bonito
familiar
local.
RuneScape moments.
But as you venture further beyond the village of Wendelwick, things start to change.
The forests thin, the air will grow colder, and as we expand Havenhythe throughout the year, you'll begin to feel that pull towards the east, where the region becomes more treacherous and vampiric. For now though, in part 1, it will be a living, breathing region that welcomes you in, while showing you some subtle hints of its darker side.
How do you get to Havenhythe?
So, it basically starts off like any great story. A stranger offers you a free, experimental drink at a dodgy tavern.
And in your infinite wisdom, you take it, no questions asked. And let's just say things get a little trippy.
You'll start seeing things you probably shouldn't. And before long, you're on a boat, sailing towards a land that doesn't want to stay hidden anymore.
In part 1 of Havenhythe, there will be a series of new quests for you to dive into.
2 of which kick off Havenhythe's main storyline, where you hear of some strange rumours spreading through Wendelwick.
Rumours of a pale-skinned woman, long pointy ears, silver hair, sharp canines, red, hungry eyes.
She's a vampire, isn't she?
No comment.
The others are standalone quests that are full of fun little local stories that go beyond the core storyline to help familiarise yourselves with locals and their customs.
You know, the usual small town stuff. Neighbours, chores, and the odd crab problem.
What's the strangest thing in Havenhythe?
The Dreadhog.
The Dreadhog!
The Dreadhog.
This bloody hedgehog will be one of the 2 bosses available on launch of Havenhythe
Ah,
Part 1.
legal, legal.
Silverquill the Dreadhog is one of our brand new early game combat bosses.
She'll teach you a little more about telegraphed attacks and reading your opponent,
And if you can best the hog, you could just walk away with some of those silver spikes she's carrying.
which might just come in handy later on in your Havenhythe journey, given the vampires and all.
If you make it through that, you'll likely meet Ivar, the King of Bones, a massive hill giant with room temperature IQ.
He's another early game boss that will help you learn a little more about prayer flicking, and he may drop something a little more club-shaped too.
With these 2 early
Maneiro,
game
tá?
bosses, we want to help bring bossing back to its roots, while easing any new and returning players into combat, preparing for what's to come, and closing that gap between early and end game bossing.
And for the completionists among you, there will still be drops, pets, and titles for you to unlock. Alongside these new combat bosses, we'll also be introducing a new early game Slayer creature called the Sanguine Crawlers.
Outside of combat, Havenhythe Part 1 will also have an extension to the Hunter skill, taking it to 110 with an expansion to the Big Game Hunter system.
Mais uma
This
expansão.
time, though, it's not all about tracking, it'll be about surviving. Giant creatures will be sniffing you out, and you'll need to find a way to gain the upper hand and take down the creatures.
By doing so, you'll get your hands on some loot, the best hunter XP in the game, and those all-important materials needed to craft the new level 85 to 90 ranged armor.
Or the brand new Masterwork ranged armor. More on that as we get closer to release.
Muito maneiro.
Beyond the hunt itself, there will be a load of other ways for you to train Hunter in Havenhythe, such as clockwork trapping.
You'll craft a bunch of mechanical birdhouses, place them across Havenhythe with bait, then return later to collect your catch.
Crafting these birdhouses uses logs from the latest 110 woodcutting update, from the most basic all the way through to eternal magic logs.
Each tier forming the
Legal.
base of a stronger trap.
And for those of you who prefer a more laid-back approach, clockwork box traps are also making their debut.
Last year, we talked about bringing in new integrity-focused ways to train that feel rewarding and grounded without relying on any MTX items. Clockwork box traps lean into that idea and are a new, efficient, fully craftable method available early enough to stay useful as you level.
They're designed to be a more relaxed training method, and one that fits neatly between each of your hunts.
Other things in the Hunter skilling update? Black Gin Chompers.
Aí um dos bichinhos que precisa de reformulação gráfica.
Anything else you want to say?
Caraca, é muita coisa nova.
Black Gin Chompers.
Okay.
You'll also start to notice some new jackalope faces hopping around in Part 1 of Havenhythe. They're a step up from rabbit snaring, making early game Hunter much smoother and more enjoyable for players starting out. And while we're at it, there'll be a new soil sifting archaeology familiar too.
As you explore Havenhythe, you'll meet new faces, lend a hand where it's needed, and earn achievements tied to the people and places you discover along the way.
And as you travel beyond Wendelwick, you'll start to uncover new resources never before seen in Gielinor, like red ivy, a slower depleting tree for relaxed woodcutting,
Bom.
and giant crayfish at level 82 fishing.
Over the next year,
Legal.
Havenhythe will continue to expand as we add more content to it.
With a new story quest later in the spring,
A new First Age archaeology dig site in the summer.
and a conclusion to Havenhythe's story with Part 2, releasing towards the end of 2026, where you'll also meet the Grazi Blood Knights in a brand new solo and duo combat boss encounter.
We're super excited
Caraca,
to
é
bring
muita
Part 1
coisa,
of
tá?
Havenhythe to life on the 23rd of March.
This is a big moment for RuneScape, and we want to mark the next step in our new chapter. We can't wait to drink that dodgy experimental drink and set sail to Havenhythe, meet the people who live there, and make Havenhythe your new home.
Então tá aí, a gente já tá em março. Cara, é muita coisa já.
Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Yes, it's true! Player Avatar is coming this April.
For those of you who don't know, Player Avatar is a project we kicked off in 2021.
Through lots of community consultancy and live streams, we worked with you to develop a remastered visual look for your player avatar that feels true to your character as you know it today.
Eu lembro quando eles começaram a falar sobre isso na época, cara, 2021, você vê? 4, quase 5 anos, né? Realmente, esse projeto ficou parado por muito tempo.
After we discovered some technical limitations
Aí.
in 2022, we've been
Limitações
spending the last
técnicas.
few years investing in technical upgrades that could help us make it possible.
Now, we're ready to get this modern, grounded avatar into your hands over the course of multiple updates.
Our first update, in April, will lay
Abril.
the foundation in a new base avatar, updated hairstyles and facial hair options, plus newly updated base clothes. These models have been further refined since you last saw them, with slimmer profiles that more closely align with today's player avatar.
We'll also be improving the quality of the chat heads, including chat head animations.
And we'll be looking for your feedback to help prioritise our future releases happening throughout the year. From which items or cosmetics we should update first, through to NPCs you'd like to see brought up to this standard. Look out for a survey this April to reshape the future of the player avatar refresh.
Finally, we know that some of our modern outfits have sometimes felt like they have an odd shine to them, or maybe look a little bit too flat or too smooth in certain environments, while compared to the older, grainier textures. As part of the road to restoration later this year, we'll be rolling out rendering updates to begin to address this. And as we move through 2026, we'll keep fine-tuning and improving the look and feel of your character until we get it just right.
Look out for the first stage of the player avatar refresh this April.
Cara, isso vai ser muito importante. A questão das roupas, eu não sei vocês, mas isso me incomoda um bocado. A gente olha pra certos NPCs ali e não combina mais.
It's been a long time coming, but later this summer, we're bringing new life to the player-owned house. The player-owned house has been part of RuneScape since 2006, almost 20 years ago. And while the game has grown quite a lot since, the player-owned house has stayed largely the same. This year, we want to change that and give player-owned housing the attention it truly deserves.
With this update, our goal is to make housing feel more connected to Gielinor again and create a space that feels personal, welcoming and worth visiting, whether it's your house or a friend's. You'll be able to have a whole new level of control over your home, with more ways to personalise, design and shape your space exactly how you want it, down to the finer details.
And we'll be giving construction a skill increase to 120.
Mais uma expansão, 120.
We're also introducing a new recipe system that allows you to unlock and build furniture inspired by your past, present and future.
Isso vai ser bem interessante, tá?
Taking down a boss and proudly displaying a trophy from that battle right in your own home, or even completing a quest and having a keepsake as a reminder of the adventure.
Through the new recipe system, our goal is simple: to make your home a living reflection of the path you've taken, the memories you've made, and the victories you've earned.
Part of this update is also about bringing back that social spark and the joy of showing off your home, inviting friends over, and maybe even hosting the occasional house party.
And don't worry, we've learned a thing or two since that other big house party. This update is about giving the player-owned house a much stronger purpose again, and a place for creativity, pride, and connection, making it feel like a true part of your RuneScape journey. We're still in early design at the moment, so we would love to hear what you would like to see from player-owned housing. We can't wait to share more as we get closer to launch, and to take that journey together with you.
Vai ser bem legal, tá? E cada casa vai ter sua característica, baseado nas coisas que você fez. Pô, é bem interessante.
After everything we've talked about today, there's still plenty more to come this year.
É muita coisa.
In the spring, you'll be able to jump into a brand new standalone quest. It's a fluffy adventure and a spiritual successor to Gertrude's Cat. Think Lady and the Tramp meets Fort Forintry, just more fur. In autumn, we'll release another standalone quest. It's something a little different, but still true to our roots.
We're also bringing in remastered content updates at the end of spring, and again in autumn, as we revisit some classic pieces of content. More on exactly what this involves and what content we'll remaster later this year.
And of course, we'll have...
Essa questão de remasterizar é muito importante, porque a questão das novas missões, eu acredito que esteja falando dessas missões e coisa do tipo. A gente pega as novas missões e aquelas missões lá mais antigas, é uma diferença absurda também, então é mais um ponto de atenção.
Seasonal events throughout the year with a focus on stronger game integrity and quick ways to drop in, take part and leave with a fancy reward.
And finally, in October, RuneFest is back. We can't wait to see all of you in person and share more content reveals for 2027. Now, you're probably thinking, When are they going to drop their typical, but wait, there's one more thing moment? So, without further ado, let's end the show on one final thing.
Tá, aqui foi tudo que eles falaram já, beleza. Próxima.
That's right. Leagues is coming back to RuneScape this
autumn. Leagues.
After the incredible response from all of you in our first ever league, we're taking everything we've learned and we're pushing this one step further with Leagues 2.
This time, it'll be bigger, faster, and basically even more busted.
There's going to be new, overpowered relics, new tasks and challenges, new rewards, all with a brand new Leagues twist that will completely flip RuneScape on its head.
We also heard your feedback from the Catalyst League, and with Leagues 2, progression will be even faster, as we want you jumping into the madness right away.
We're talking more auto-completed quests, earlier combat relics, a much smoother climb through the tiers, and relics will be way more overpowered than before.
How would you describe Leagues 2 in one word?
Epic.
Juiced.
Ridiculous. Sounds like I'm casting a spell. We'll have much more to unveil this autumn, so stay tuned.
But for now, just know, Leagues is back, and once again, you'll be rewriting the rules and bending RuneScape to your will.
O Leagues deu uma movimentada na época.
I hope you've enjoyed everything we've shown today. Every single JMod has come together to help shape this vision for the
segunda parte de Havenhythe.
We want this moment to be more than just a roadmap. It's a promise to build a world worth returning to time and time again for decades to come, together alongside all of you. So as RuneScape comes back online in a few short moments, we hope you feel it too, that sense of a new beginning. Because this isn't just the next year of RuneScape, it's the start of a new era. If you'd like to hear more about the content roadmap or the road to restoration, you can check out our official RuneScape Ahead blog, or join us live on Twitch for RuneScape Ahead Expanded, where we'll talk in more detail about everything shared in today's show. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and we'll see you in Gielinor.
Listen.
Cara, muito legal. Trazer aqui pro final. Essa arte aqui eu curti bastante. A logo, eu tô um pouco em dúvida se eu prefiro a outra ou essa daqui, mas tá bonita também. E, bom, cara, se foram 28 minutos, é muito conteúdo. E, assim, tem muita coisa boa aqui. Muita coisa boa e, claro que não resolve todos os problemas do jogo, porque tem muito conteúdo, muito tempo que o jogo não foi tendo as atualizações necessárias, então demora muito mais para poder corrigir muitos dos problemas base do jogo. Mas eu acho que o que foi mostrado aqui, ele dá uma direção para o jogo. O ponto das microtransações ali, acho que foi um ponto de virada muito importante. Que, baseado nisso, eles mostraram um roadmap, assim, insano, cara. Realmente tem muito trabalho para esse ano. Esse tanto de atualizações, áreas novas, expansões de habilidades. Realmente um ano que vai ter muito conteúdo e revisitando, de acordo com eles, né? Revisitando alguns pontos do jogo para poder ir consertando. Eu acho que vai ser bem legal. E eu espero que tudo que foi mostrado aqui realmente seja realizado. Porque muitos... É como a gente fala, dos projetos antigos, foi projeto que foi mostrado em 2021, e aí começaram, igual da reformulação do Avatar, né? E aí não falaram mais nada. Entendeu? Então, tomara que dê tudo certo e que esses projetos eles vão se concretizando durante o ano. Tomara. Mas e aí, o que vocês acharam? Vocês tiram esse evento, essa virada, essa nova era pro RuneScape? Comenta aí e vamos aguardar. E assim encerramos o react de hoje. A gente se vê no próximo vídeo, então até lá, que os deuses guiem seus caminhos e que suas aventuras sejam sempre épicas. Forte abraço, valeu, falou!